Begin with, it's good that the government has come out with a package, even if it's a little late. But many MSMEs have expressed a concern that unless a thing is implemented very fast, they will die before they reach any benefit. So speed is of the essence. Secondly, some of these schemes will need to be tweaked. For example, there's collateralized loan that has been promised is for 20% of the outstanding credit. Suppose I am a very well-run MSME, which takes only say 20 to 30% of the working capital limit that I have been sanctioned. My outstanding credit will be low, but I have a much higher working capital limit that has been sanctioned by the bank. But if the collateralless loan scheme is only for 20% of the outstanding credit, then my eligibility to take that loan will be very low, which will not be of great help to me. So the government should give the bank the freedom to give it either for 20% of the outstanding credit or 20% of the working capital limit already set by the bank. This is a good thing. But what is really interesting to me and could really prove transformative even after this current crisis is the promise to create a bond market for NBFCs, housing finance companies, microfinance companies, and small and medium enterprises. Now, what is a small and medium enterprise also has been redefined, right? Now, the government has done a big mistake by creating twin criteria to define small and medium enterprise in terms of both turnover and capital. So this should be changed. You say either turnover or investment, and say whichever is higher or whichever is lower. There should be clarity on what is an MSME. It is possible that I will exceed one cap, but still be within the other cap. Am I an MSME or not? So there should be no scope for confusion on these capital that the government can tweak. Now, this question of investing in the bonds issued by NBFCs, microfinance institutions, and housing finance companies. Some 30,000 crore has been sanctioned. This is a good step. This, in turn, the government stipulates the money raised by these agencies will be passed on to small and medium companies, at least say 30% or 40% in their bonds. Then again, you will have a greater supply of bonds by these companies, which will be a great thing. Now, this 30,000 crore is fully guaranteed by the government. So banks will not actually hesitate to utilize the facility and buy the bonds issued by these entities. Now, there is another 45,000 crore, which the government is saying we will guarantee the first 20%. Will banks find the courage to lend or rather invest in the bonds issued by NBFCs, microfinance institutions, non-banking finance companies that lend to microfinance institutions and SMEs, etc. if the government guarantee is limited to the first 2 years? Now, they might not. It is also, capable of being abused by a devious-minded operator with the collusion of bank managers. The provision for loans is to companies with which the banks have a good working relationship and whose credit standing is good. They have not defaulted on payments. They pay their interest and amortization of principal very regularly. Now, with such a company, the banks have no hesitation in extending their credit relationship, giving them more loan. So that is not an issue. The second part is buying the bonds issued by these companies. Now, the first 30,000 crore is to be invested in well-rated bonds. So again, they have the support that these are actually AAA rated bonds, which are investment grade, and therefore nobody can question them for investing in. And it is sort of agnostic of who is the issuer. So long as the rating agency has given them a AAA rating, the banks can go ahead and invest in it. So again, that is taken care of. It is the second category of 45,000 crore facility that has been given, where they have to take a call because they are allowed to invest in subprime, that is below investment grade rated paper as well. Now, here is the possibility of CBI or some other inquiry, investigative agency poking their nose in and saying, why did you invest in this kind of paper? Now, first 20% is guaranteed by the government. So some banks might invest, then again might not invest. My feeling is that in order to ensure that the banks have sufficient skin in the game, it would have been more useful if the government had guaranteed the last 20% or the last 40% for these investments. In which case, the banks will take the hit for repayment of the first 60% or 80% of the loan. So they will only invest in such paper on which they have confidence that the servicing or the redemption of that bond when the time comes will be fully met. So this will sort of create an incentive for banks to be more prudent in choosing the companies in whose bonds they invest. But this is again a very good move because this will create a supply of bonds, which will then in turn facilitate the creation of a bond market, which India desperately needs.